Yeah, for sure. We'll have snow here by the time you step out of the house, certainly by sunrise, although it starts out as a light snow. Light snow being whipped along by some pretty gusty winds. That wind will stay pretty stiff throughout the overnight hours. Your Borden Home Improvement City Cam. Wind speeds, we have 30-mile-an-hour winds in Tonganoxie, at least with some of the higher wind gusts, and that's really the big story. It's the gusty nature of the wind. Temperatures cooled into the upper 30s from downtown to Gladstone, Liberty, and Kearney, and still hanging on to low 40s farther to the west. Tonganoxie at 43, the warmest spot. But wind chills, yeah, that'll cut right through you if you step outside. Those winds will stay pretty stiff through the overnight hours. And once again, as you look at those breezes, here's a look at the falling temperatures. Basically, it's a slow decline, but we will get down below freezing by morning at 29. That's when the snow begins. Moderate snows mid-morning to noon, and by lunchtime, 31 degrees. Don't look for much of an improvement, though. 32 is your daytime high, with wind chills because of a strong wind again tomorrow. That'll keep those wind chills in the teens all day. Here's your forecast track, and here comes that band of snow right out of eastern Iowa, right into Kansas City. Now, it doesn't last long, from about 8:30 until maybe noon. Watch how quickly this fades away. So you'll get a burst of snow by mid-morning. You look outside, you go, oh my goodness, this is a whopper. And all of a sudden it quits in the afternoon. We don't end up with a lot of snow out of this, but it's going to be whipped into drifts. No question about that with those strong winds. Travel north on I-35. If you're thinking about going north of the Iowa state line, I'd think again. This shows about 2.5 inches in Kansas City, but it's going to be tough to measure. Drifts like this in some areas and maybe nothing in others because of that blowing snow. Blizzard warnings to the north. Winter weather advisories for the Kansas City metro area. That begins at about 3 o'clock. So the morning drive, light snow by midday. That's where the heavier bands come into play. Moderate snow bands with 35 to 45 mile an hour gusts. That means drifts for everybody. Heaviest snows will actually stay north of the Kansas City metro. Security Bank 7-day forecast. 32 Friday, red weather alert because of the snow. 35 Saturday, and a cold day on Sunday. The Chiefs will actually play in reasonably nice weather, though. It will be breezy, it will be chilly, but not bad. 42 degrees on MLK Day, and it cools off a little bit by the middle of next week. Well, some snowstorms become blizzards, and meteorologist Alina Lee will tell you what makes a regular snowstorm a blizzard.
Here's video from our last blizzard, or one of the last blizzards that we had back in 2018. It was Thanksgiving weekend, and a winter storm dumped between 6 to 8 inches of snow across our area, along with strong winds that led out to whiteout conditions. You can see how long the line of traffic was backed up along I-70. Now, just to be clear, the winter storm that we're seeing on Friday, or that we're expecting, is not going to be nearly as strong as the one you see in this video behind me. But blizzard conditions are still possible. Now, here's why. We have to go through a certain criteria, and the National Weather Service actually has this criteria based on 3 things. And you need first, well, you certainly need sustained wind or frequent gusts of 35 miles per hour or greater, steady snow falling or blowing, which reduces visibility under a quarter of a mile. And lastly, these conditions have to last a minimum of 3 hours. This combination of conditions is most likely going to be in northeast Kansas and northwestern Missouri, where a blizzard warning will go in effect starting at midnight tonight. Now, travel is highly discouraged Friday, but if you can certainly count on us at KCTV5 and your Storm Track 5 weather team to be right here tracking those impacts.